Hey guys, so yesterday Google had their yearly Google I/O event, and if you have been following recent trends, we kind of knew what was going to be the focus.
AI, generative AI, generative AI, generative AI, AI.
But as a developer, I was more interested in the developer keynote, even though there was the main keynote. And during the keynote, some AI tools caught my attention. AI is here to stay, there's no way we can avoid it, and I was very interested in the AI tools for developers. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the AI tools that caught my attention, what they do, and how I believe they can help developers going forward. But first, let's roll the intro. So the first tool on the list is Bard. Bard has seen a lot of improvement, especially since that very sad flop that it did in the first demo. So Bard has seen a lot of improvements, and now Bard currently supports up to 20 languages. And just like GPT-4, Bard can also now recognize images. I don't know about sounds, but I know it can recognize images. So those are the main improvements to Bard. It can now support 20 languages, and it can now recognize images, just like GPT-4. The next one is Android Studio Bot. Now, I don't use Android Studio. I used to use it as a bridge app when I was creating apps to Ionic, but Google yesterday announced Android Studio Bot, and with this bot, you have like this kind of co-pilot when you are coding, and you can ask it questions. You can ask it to generate different parts of your code for you, and it can even recognize the context of your code and also help you undo dependencies. This I felt was a game changer. Even I don't use Android Studio, but I was super excited for Android Studio users because I've tried to use Android Studio before and I know how difficult it can be. And with Android Studio Bot, you can now have a lot of hand-holding right there inside Android Studio to help you generate a lot of the cumbersome repetitive code that you write. Things like interfaces, dependency management and stuff. So Android Studio Bot, that is the second big highlight from the event. Now the next one still has something to do with Android Studio. It's actually called Publish to Google Play. Yeah, Publish to Google Play. With AI, you can now have a lot of help publishing your apps to Google Play. It can help you generate a lot of the repetitive tasks like generating assets, writing. I think there's this XML file that Android users write when they want to deploy to Google Play, and a whole lot of configurations and settings that can be confusing, that can be hard to remember. A lot of the repetitive tasks when shipping apps to Google Play, AI can now do for you. Now, I was hoping to see a publish to Google Play button, like the AI just does everything for you, generate all the assets for all the form factors, all the icons, all the load screens and stuff like that. But they didn't really give that sort of detailed demo, so I won't go out on it. I won't say that it does that right now. But with Publish to Google Play, you now have a lot of help publishing your apps to Google Play with the AI tools within Android Studio. So the next AI tool is what Google calls Web GPU. Now, this is not an AI product in itself, but it supports the whole advent of AI and the fact that we are all going to be creating a lot of models going forward. So Web GPU is basically GPU compute in the cloud. So instead of you having to provision your infrastructure to run your models, to train your models, Google has supplied Web GPU, and you can just subscribe to the service and have the whole of Google's power behind you to train your AI models. The next AI tool is Baseline. Now, if you are, especially if you're a front-end developer, you've often struggled with trying to know whether certain features are supported within your browser. For example, a lot of media queries, a lot of CSS transition effect. You are wondering whether it is supported, whether you can use these features. I know there's a site called Can I Use that a lot of us go to know whether we can use certain features, CSS features, JavaScript features in our browsers. Now, all that guesswork has been done for you with Google Baseline. With Google Baseline, you have built-in tools into your browser that you can subscribe to, and it will let you know all the features that are supported, all the features that you're using, which ones are supported, which ones are not supported. So you no longer have to do that guesswork, because now you can always depend on Google Baseline. So the next tool on the list is MediaPipe. Now, this one is especially brilliant. There was even this demo that they did of someone that was a bit limited. The person couldn't use their hands or their legs, and he was able to play video games just with his facial gestures. He was able to move his mouth and move his eyes, and he was able to play video games. He was able to interact with a lot of apps on the screen. Why? Because with MediaPipe, you can actually pipe all the goodness of Google AI with things like text, visuals, images, and pipe them into your code. You can pipe them into your code, and you can create a bridge, an interaction bridge, using all those gestures to manipulate your mobile application. So media pipe is piping all these media capabilities, sight, movement, gestures to your code, giving you access to all that so that you can integrate it into your code, and people that are limited can use your code. People that are limited in using their fingers, using their hands, and the normal things that we use to interact with applications can be able to use your applications. And also you can also use such kind of things to create interactive games, interactive applications. Is limitless. The possibilities are limitless with MediaPipe. The next tool is Duet AI. Now, Duet AI is actually not just for programmers. It's actually available throughout Google Workspace. But if you're working in Google Cloud, Duet AI is like your peer programmer. So something like GitHub Copilot in the cloud. So you can use it within your cloud IDEs. You can use it when you're trying to work with Google infrastructure in GCP and all sorts. So Duet API is there for you to generate code, to check your code performance, to check any kind of infrastructure that you're trying to model, and just be there for you to provide help when you're working with Google services in the cloud. The last tool on the list is Vertex API. Now, this is next level. Now, most of the time you're working with models that are already pre-trained with data that you did not provide. But with Vertex API, you can actually supply your code to the model, and it can learn from your code and help you make continuous improvements to your code. For example, let's say you have a shopping site and you want to add more features to the site. The Vertex AI, once trained with your code, can actually suggest improvement and even help you to create those improvements, which you can definitely still modify, of course. But the fact that it knows your code and it can help you make decisions on how to improve your code is just next level. So Vertex API, that's the last tool on the list. Another game changer by Google. So that's my quick run through of all the AI tools from the Google I/O event yesterday. If you want to know more about what the impact of AI tools are for development and developers, you can check out this video. And please forgive me, I'm still learning a lot of these tools, so if I'm not describing them perfectly, it's because I also just heard about them yesterday and I'm still reading about them. So if you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like, remember to subscribe to the channel, and see you in another video.